Yo, what is up, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic day today. But today, I'm going to be talking to you all about why I personally believe Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies failed. And some of you might say, well, why do you believe it failed? Well, I'm looking at numbers from when the game first came out to now, and the playability I personally have and I've seen with my friends who are all big into zombies, and I've seen some people also leave the community because of some of the things that have happened recently. Alright, so I want to talk about the engine before we get into the engine itself for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the engine. It's just other things in the game, like the playability of the maps as a whole, because one of the main things with this, I feel, is the fact that we have Outbreak and then we have round-based maps. I honestly believe that when they released Outbreak, the community was already dwindling down as it is, and with the release of Outbreak, that basically split the community as a whole from you have part of the community that loves Outbreak and you part of the community that hated it and wanted more of round-based. And the main problem with this was that now we have two different basic game modes in zombies, to where that means that when a new map comes out, you have to split it. One map goes towards Outbreak and then the next map goes towards round base. And this right here basically causes it to where you have more of a gap in between each map release date for those of you that like Outbreak or for those of you that like round base. And the main struggle I think that they had with like round based was that you had to wait 5 months in between Firebase Z and Mauer der Toten, which that caused the community for those who were round based players, there wasn't really a lot of content between them, to where it just took a nosedive down. While in that 5-month period, 2 new maps were added to Outbreak. There was Duga and Zoo. So you're for an Outbreak player, you were loving it, right? And then you just got 2 new maps, you're loving it, you got some new content, there's tons of intel to collect, this and that. If you're a round-based player, you still have only 2 maps to go from, the starting map and then Firebase Z. Which, going along with this also started a major controversy in the YouTube scene and Twitter scene on Outbreak versus round-based. It caused a huge ordeal where people would just sit there and argue nonstop about which is better, why one is better than the other, and it just created this huge controversy and basically tore the community in two, when the community is struggling right now as it is because they don't have as many numbers because of the dwindling in zombies from BO4. It was hyped at the beginning for Cold War, but with the lack of content, it just sort of dwindled down to where it's just been a huge ordeal, where I feel like if Treyarch would have just stuck with round-based and basically had it to where every other season or every season and a half we got a new map, I feel like Cold War Zombies as a whole would have been completely different than what we are seeing right now. Moving on from that, let's go to the gameplay as a whole. One of the main things I feel like made this game drag down was how easy it was. Like, compared to like BO1, BO2, BO3, this game is so easy. First of all, you got the armor system, which basically makes it, with that and Jug, you are indestructible for like 10 hits or more. Next thing, I wish they would go back to at least a 2 to 3 hit system, and then with Jug, it doubles that to where you have 5 or 6 hits basically, because this right here makes it way too easy and makes the game get very stale very quickly because it's too easy. You don't have to run around and fear for your life because you're a 2-hit because you lost Jug. Yeah, it's a 3-hit, but with armor and all that, it's way too easy. Going along with that, let's go to the crafting table, which I absolutely hate it. It makes it to where you're basically extremely OP, from you being able to buy self-reses, chopper gunners, to basically buying a ton of stuff that will one-shot zombies to like around 50 plus or more. Another thing in the game that made it a little bit easy was the specialist. They basically switched it a little bit from BO4, which was just a gun that you leveled up over time till tier 3 and it had special abilities with it. With this right here, it basically was a special ability that could benefit you from doing more damage, making you invincible for a few seconds. There was multiple ones in the game that each had a specific category of a way of helping you out. In the long run, specialist just made it way easier to play the game, and it made it way easier to get to higher rounds. Another thing we're going to talk about is the maps themselves. If you look at all of the maps we've gotten, D Machine, Firebase Z, Mauer der Toten, and Forsaken, if you look at all of those right there, those maps are based off of either old Zombies maps or parts of the campaign. Then if you go to the Outbreak side, all those maps are based off of multiplayer maps, just add with a little Zombies twist to it. So there's no really originality here when it comes to the map making. It's all just a reskin of parts of the campaign and just adding like buyable doors and adding a few extra rooms. That's what we need, is some new content, like zombie map wise, not just a reskin of a multiplayer or part of the campaign. Because if you think about it, besides the chaos in BO4, if you think about it, we haven't gotten a actual fully new map since Grad Krovi on BO3, which is absolutely insane. They have the capability of doing it. I just really wish they would push to creating some brand new maps that the community will love. Okay, so my final reason on why I do believe that Cold War Zombies has failed is the casual play aspect that Treyarch thought would be a great idea to implement into the maps. And what I mean by casual play is Treyarch basically made it to where they basically explain the Easter egg to you while you're just playing the map. It's not like BO3 where you had to go over to this box and hit this button or go over to this spot at the exact same time as another person does. They basically made it to where somebody who's never played zombies before can hop into the map for the very first time and solve the Easter egg in that game if he really wants to. He can just walk around and the game will tell him how to complete the Easter egg, which for us zombies players who've been playing for a long time, that just makes it too easy and it's not really much of a challenge for us. So I'm really hoping they learned from this and realized that zombies isn't for everybody, not for casual players. For some of us who really want to do the Easter egg wise, it needs to be a challenge because we like a challenge. That's for why we play zombies. It's more challenging to go for a high round or completing an Easter egg that they basically give you no information on how to complete. Which for the record, I do have to say Treyarch for having a year cut on making this game and dealing with COVID the entire time. They did create a pretty good game, but I just believe that there's a few things, like I said in this video, that they could have done differently or that they screwed up on to where this game sort of failed. In the end, don't try and fix something that isn't broken. What I mean by that is if you take the perk system that was in place from World at War all the way to BO3, it was perfect. There's nothing that need to be changed about that. They changed it in BO4, it flopped, and if you look at it in this COD, it wasn't the same. What I hope they learn from this is that they just need to go back to the OG perk system, and that would be a step in the right direction. That is going to be the end of the video of me explaining to you why I do believe that Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies did fail in the past year. Hope you all did enjoy this video, and if you did enjoy it or agree with me, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.